Hello my little hobbitses. It's been ages. Sorry about that. A few of you have been asking what's been going on recently, and in a word, paperwork. Tons and tons of tedious, boring paperwork for City Hall and the planning department. As you can see, it's snowing, it's -2, that's the high temperature today, it's freezing, so why don't we go inside and I'll show you what I've been up to. Okay? Come on. So I thought I'd treat you to a little glimpse of exactly how much tedious paperwork goes into building your own building in Japan. That much goes into it. These are the application documents. Would you like a whistle-stop tour? No, of course you wouldn't. Gonna show you anyway. Ready? So let's start off with the basic 17-page main application. This details every little bit of the land size and exactly what building I'm putting on it. After that, there is a 7-page document with almost exactly the same information, but in a different format. This is a fun little document that is almost exactly the same information. This one has to go to Aso City Hall. That's to the planning department. This is, again, almost exactly the same information going to the planning department. That's 2 pages. This one is a document to show that I spoke to the adjacent landowners and explain what I'm building. This was a fun one. This is an archaeological historical record to say that there's no castle hidden on the grounds that I'll be digging through. Here are the notes from Aso City on building regulations and all of the special zones. These are my plumbing plans, showing exactly where the pipes are going. This is the sewage hookup street map. I've got that from the water board. Here are the electrical plans for all of the buildings, room by room, exactly where the switches, breakers, headers, and everything are going. This is another document I had to get from a different location to show exactly where it is. This is an exciting document to show that I spoke to the planning department and outlined what I was going to tell them. I have to submit this to a different place an hour away. These are all of the land covenant agreements. There's a lot of them. Now we get to some more interesting things. These are the plans that need to accompany the application form. This is a general area and a rough breakdown of what's going on in the project. These are the exact land measurements taken using an EDM with target coordinates. This is where the buildings are going on the land, width of the road, that kind of thing. This plan's showing the exact floor space in meters squared for each of the sections of the house. You've got the 4 domes and the 3 corridors. This diagram showing the exact measurements for each room with interior walls, bathrooms, sinks, ventilation systems marked on it. Okay, these are 4 elevations showing, these 2 show exactly what the building will look like from the outside and the slope of the land and the height, that kind of thing. These bottom 2 are showing the interior of the buildings with cutaway wall sections. This sheet is showing exactly what materials are used for each part of the build, whether you're using plasterboard, wallpaper, paint, showing that they're all non-flammable, eco-friendly, and the colours of the buildings. These are the ventilation calculations showing the volume of each room, their usage, how much air needs to be circulated through it every hour, comparing that to the vents I'm going to be installing. These are the window calculations to show there's enough daylight coming into each room. These are the foundations. All of the red are the rebar going into the concrete. That's a cutaway showing exactly where everything is going and to what depth and where the rebar is being placed, and the anchor bolts to hold down the wooden frames for the corridors. These are the corridor sections in between each dome. They're going to be wood framed. They wanted to show exact schematics where the anchor bolts are going, and they insisted I work out the seismic stress calculations. This is a greening zone to show the land with the trees on it. These are all the trees I'm leaving where they are. That's the model I've done for it. That's a photo of the land as it is now. We're almost done, don't worry. There's an end in sight now. All right, this is the certification for the domes. This took me many visits to the offices of the dome house makers. This is showing exactly the seismic strength, structural integrity, and more diagrams of exactly how everything needs to be put together. Okay, in line with the certification for the domes themselves, there are certain restrictions on the type of land you can use. You have to put it somewhere that is not in a landslide or fire zone. Thankfully, I'm about 100 meters out. Temperatures, snow load, wind, they even got me to calculate the pressure coefficient. So there you go. In case you've ever wondered, that is how much documentation you need to provide for the building regulations in Japan if you're building a building yourself without an architect to submit them for you. It's not something I'd recommend, to be honest. But never mind, almost there. I just need a soil survey. They've asked me to get a company in to survey the soil and check that it is stable enough for the buildings not to slide down the hill. Fingers crossed that goes off without a hitch, and then I can submit them. Still, gotta stay positive. See you soon. Bye for now.